The legal limit is nearly $9,000.
So you got those mint shoes loaded?
Yes.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Who's here early? Thank you. Snow Raider. What's happening, man?
While millions of illegals face massive pressure on public programs, fentanyl pours across our borders, causing countless deaths. Washington leaves the door open, and we pay.
Elected officials aren't just ignoring us. They're willfully defying the law they swore to uphold.
We cannot afford to let this dangerous agenda continue.
It's time our nation has a secure border.
This election, reject reckless spending and demand real border security.
Oh, I need a headset to do this show. I forgot.
From twin to king size, we have a massive selection of top quality mattresses, and they're going at rock bottom prices. Save big on memory foam, pillow tops, and hybrids. Need financing? We've got you covered.
You know, my ears are pretty good, but I've worn headsets for 30 years. I got some good ones. What do I have here? All right, I got some good headsets. I just don't know how much damage I've done to my ears over the decades because I go to a lot of concerts, and I'm not a guy at a concert that wears those. I don't understand, Jess, how people go to concerts and wear the earplugs.
Yeah.
Doesn't that change the music and the sound of the music?
It can bring down dBs. They have one specifically now just to bring down the dBs and let you still experience like the sound.
I don't get it. I mean, if I was a performer, if I was a guitar player or drummer, I'd want to have that on. But if I'm in the crowd, why am I going to the concert if I want to alter listening to it? I never understood that. But what do I know? My wife went to Lenny Kravitz last night.
Oh, yeah.
She loved it. Loved it. I went to our cigar bar and had a cigar, and I do not know if that helped me or not today. My voice, I'm no Celine Dion, as you know, but my voice is how I make a living.
It's the JT the Brick Show, broadcasting live from the Finley Cadillac Performance Studio. Raiders real blitz. He takes it off the middle, and he's wrapped up from behind. Max Crosby. Your silver and black home to sound off for over 25 years. Open to the 35, racing to the 20, 10, touchdown Raiders. And now, here's JT the Brick.
Out of the gate, JT in studio today. Lotus Broadcasting, our headquarters here. For radio and on YouTube. And we got people in there, and we got a big week coming up here. One of the better sports weeks in Vegas. Really, one of the best. UNLV, Boise State. We have the leading rusher, the Heisman candidate from Boise State, Ashton Ginty, coming to town. And the Raiders host Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I mean, if you live in Vegas, this is a dream come true. It's an absolute dream come true. You get a relevant UNLV football team. And I've been here since 96. On and off, back full time in 09. When did that ever happen before? I like the Rebels, but never got on my show. Never talked about it. Never really did much on it because it didn't matter. Now everybody's calling me, you got to hook up for tickets. What do you mean? The second and third deck are empty. Don't ask me for tickets. Go buy them. They're trying to open up the second deck at the Death Star to fill a Division I football team. If this game was played in Toledo and Toledo was hosting it, the building would be sold out or close to it. We got to get this joint going, man. I mean, UNLV, Odom's doing an unbelievable job of recruiting, bringing in good players, but you got to find a way to sell some more tickets there and get people to go. And the people who do go to UNLV, is it too far to walk? Yeah, it's too far to walk from UNLV to Allegiant, but Uber is pretty cheap.
They got buses.
Right. They have buses. Thank you, Jess. Like, why isn't every single student there wearing a UNLV shirt? I know it's getting better. I was at the Syracuse game. They didn't lose that Syracuse game. Where would they be? Where would they be if they didn't lose the Syracuse game? So UNLV's playing, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to the World Series tomorrow. So Eddie Pascal will be in for the first hour. Second hour, we got a little best of some stuff we're working on here I think you're going to like, including my conversation with Reggie Jackson, which was really good. Mr. October, in October, that's a rarity. So that'll come up tomorrow, and then I'm going to fly right back on Saturday morning and then get ready for the Raiders at Chiefs. So hopefully I'll see you at the Torch. And that's the focus of my monologue as we begin. You want to start dialing now, please, if you want. If you don't want to call, I got it. I got the whole thing covered. I don't have one of those shows with 7 clappers. Saw that this morning. Guys clapping in the background. They wear costumes. They just go like this. I don't have any clappers. I'd like to have some clappers. I deserve some clappers. I'd like to have 5 clappers just going every time I ask a question, but I don't. I just got to do the show. Going on 30 years, primarily solo. How did that happen? I'm easy to work with. Ask anybody. I'm very easy to work with. I believe I'm great to work with. But for whatever reason, no one wants to volunteer their time and work for free on my show and just come in here and be heard. So I do it all. And I'm very blessed to do that. It's very easy to do what I do. Most people can do it, but I'm thrilled you give me the opportunity to do it every day. All right, so the theme all week, and this is my last show of the week. So the theme all week is, can we beat the Chiefs? I got people laughing. I got people joking in my chat. I got people rolling their eyes at me. Really? Is that where we're at, Raider Nation? Are we a joke? Are people laughing at us like we can't win a game? Didn't we beat Baltimore? We the season ticket holders. Had a chance to go up big against Denver, but we didn't beat Denver. We lost to Carolina. That hurt. How would you like to have that Carolina win in your pocket? Just to have that in your pocket. Say, man, we won 3 games. One was Carolina. They were a joke, but we beat them. Now lost that one. And then just lost to the Rams, as Vinny Bonsignor described perfectly. The Rams were begging us to take the game and win. Begging you. Just take the game. We stink. We can't score. Oh, you're going to turn it over 4 times and we're going to get all of our points on your turnovers? Please turn it over, because we can't do anything. We can't run a play. We don't have anybody. No Puka Nacua, no Cooper Kupp. You guys own the stadium in LA and you can't win that game. All right, so how do you beat the Chiefs? There's some good news and there's some bad news. First off, the good news is the Chiefs are playing horribly. They are playing horrible football by their standard. Their standard is very high, and they are not playing well. So let me tell you this. If anything's going to give you hope, this is going to give you hope. The only hope I have today. Patrick Mahomes this season, passing yards per game, he's 14th in the league, 231. Not a bad number, but not great. Passing touchdowns 6th, interceptions 8. What? 6-0 more interceptions than touchdowns. That's tied for 28th in the league. Interception 6th, tied for most. I think I know the other guy who's got it. I think I know the other guy well, who he's tied with. Passer rating, 82.3, 23rd. That's the show. The only chance you got. He's not playing well. He's got guys who are hurt. They just brought in DeAndre Hopkins, who's a very good player. Very good player. Not in his prime, but Kelsey's not in his prime. You know, Worthy, the speedster, hasn't started his prime, and Kelsey's out of his prime. Okay, they brought back Kareem Hunt. You look at their running back scenario. You know, it's not Christian Okoye and Marcus Allen we're facing here. So the team, I think the Raiders' defense is the chance that the Raiders have to win. The problem is the Raiders don't turn it over. They turn it over all the time. They don't turn the ball over from the other team. And Patrick Mahomes is also begging the Raiders to intercept them. Begging the Raiders. I throw 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Please come and get my football. And Patrick Graham's pretty good. I think you all think Patrick Graham is really good. You like him a lot more than the offensive coordinator, I can tell, by just looking at Twitter. So Patrick Graham's got to have a great game. I don't know if he's going to blitz more or less. The thing about Mahomes can run. Some caller, I forget who it was yesterday, made a really good point. Like in the San Francisco 49er game, everybody was afraid to touch Mahomes. He was like some bronze statue. No one wanted to go near it. There was a rope around him. He's actually running down the sidelines and guys aren't even touching him. Well, that won't happen here. We want to hit him hard. Max Crosby's in this game. Okay, Robert Spillane is in this game. Nate Hobbs is in this game. Now, Jack Jones, I don't know if Jack's going to put his helmet in the mix. I like Jack. I sat next to him at the Raiders Gala. Everything I would say to Jack's face, I say right here because my YouTube is recorded. Jack's got to tackle someone. Jack's got to go tackle someone. And he's got to do it, and he's got to pick a ball off. He's an Antonio Pierce guy. Antonio Pierce's team has lost 3 in a row. He's been coaching Jack since when? Jack's been 14. Jack's got to show up in this game. Okay, Jack can't have a Marcus Peters game. Jack's got to have a Jack Jones game. And I think he's due to do one. It's another thing that I've been saying lately. The Raiders are due. When you're in sports radio, you normally don't say that. You know, we're due to have a good day. It's been raining for 6 days in a row. We're due to have a sunny day. Well, the Raiders are turning it over all the time. Aren't we due to have a good game? Let that sink in. I mean, you got a guy like Gardner Minshew who's played games throughout his career, started games where he didn't have one turnover, and he turns it over a lot. But he said games where he didn't turn it over. Why can't we have that Sunday in the home stadium of the Raiders where he plays a clean game? He's due, right? We're due to run the ball, aren't we? I mean, do you want to run the ball or do you want to abandon the run? That's another topic I'd like to get into. 702-365-9200. Today is what I used to do over the years. I call it the game plan show. We're putting in the game plan. Are we going to abandon the run? Because I know that I'm a pain in the blank, and so are you. Every time Luke Getsy calls a running play and it only gains a yard, we all scream. Well, Luke Getsy's got to run the football. What do you want him to do? Pass on every down? You can't do that. Literally, you can't do that. So he's going to have to run the ball a little bit. But how about the Raiders run it a little bit smarter? How about they don't run on 2nd and 9 ever again? Ever again for the rest of this year, because this year is spiraling out of control. So no more. Spagnuolo knows the Raiders are going to run it. How about we tell Steve Spagnuolo one thing? Send him a memo across the field. We promise you we're not going to run it on 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8, and 2nd and 7 because we can't do it. We cannot do it. So we're not going to do it anymore. We're going to throw screens to Brock, check downs to Brock. We're going to throw the ball, maybe a bomb to Trey. We're going to do something a little bit different here. We're not going to hand it off into the pile. All right, that's one part of my game plan. Number 2, one of the first times ever, I'm going to tell you something that I normally don't say. This team can't play fast because the young offensive linemen are jumping off sides. So how the hell are you going to run a no huddle? Guys can't do it. So I hope they're working on that in Henderson yesterday and today. Maybe a little no huddle quarter, little session where the players don't know. And Coach Pierce comes to the middle of the field and goes, hey, on the 20, no huddle, 140 to go, let's go. I mean, that's what they do. They practice, right? Even though they don't practice in pads because everybody's hurt. Maybe a little quicker pace of the game. Because you know your buddy JT the Brick in the third person hates to sit in my seats at Allegiant Stadium and just look at the play clock. My wife's like, what are you looking at? The play clock. Why? Just look at it. 17, 16, 14, 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, handoff up the middle. I go, we just lost 40 seconds of our life. We'll never get back those 40 seconds of our life. And I'm staring at the play clock. Can we please run the plays a little bit faster? Please. They can. They have to. There's a sense of urgency. A lot of Raider fans are not urgent anymore. They think the season is over. I don't. I truly want the Raiders to beat Kansas City. I'm going in there full force like a hurricane. I'm going to have a great pregame show. I can tell you that already. I'm going to have a clean, big pregame show at the Torch with Eric Allen, who just advanced farther into the selection process with Jim Plunkett for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We're going to be on fire coming up here. Got a couple of cool guests that I'll wait to tell you about on Twitter coming to the Torch. And then the last thing, we have some Gardner Minshew sound that Jess put together here. And let me get to my Gardner Minshew sound. He spoke yesterday. Gardner Minshew talking about not giving it up, the turnovers, throwing the ball away. Here's Gardner Minshew from yesterday.
No, definitely. That's something can do a better job of, I think you got to look at every interception, every play kind of individually and figure out what you're doing wrong there. I feel like the first one to Brock was definitely one of those opportunities to throw it away. So, you learn from it. We're going to move on, got to protect the ball this week, and we'll do that and give ourselves the best chance.
He knows he has to protect the ball every week. That doesn't mean anything. We all know he does that. They preach no turnovers. Turnovers happen because they're mistakes, and mistakes happen in the game. So that one he should have thrown away. Avoiding the turnovers going forward. Here's Minshew yesterday.
Oh, absolutely, man. You can't let one game or one drive, one play, affect your opinion of what you are as a player, what you can be as a team. I think stepping out, having a good day of practice today, getting rolling for this week. I think we all have high hopes and a lot of optimism headed in.
He's cool. He's a cool customer. He's a pretty nice guy, cool customer, doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. One more about his confidence level, because I can't imagine his confidence being high, no matter what he told us yesterday.
No, I think that's important, kind of having that banked, having the good times banked. But no, man, I feel good about it. Like, I'm ready to get back out there. Give me another chance. Wish I'd had another chance Sunday. I feel like that's always how you feel. If you can get out there one more time, you'll figure it out and make it right. And I'm excited to have that opportunity this week.
I told you yesterday that Mark Davis, Antonio Pierce, and Max Crosby want to win the game. I was in the building. Mark Davis, Antonio Pierce, and Max Crosby want to win the game, along with a slew of other people who wear the colors of the Raiders and are employed by them. Everybody wants to win in every facility in the league. It's only the fans who are outside the walls and the gates of the headquarters that don't want to win. That's what I've been struggling with this year, and I apologize for my tone at times, my demeanor, how pissed off I am sometimes that I have to deal with a bunch of people who publicly want to lose for no reason, because it doesn't make sense, because you don't know who you're getting. You don't know who you're getting. LeBron James, this isn't the NBA draft where LeBron James is coming out. Okay, there's no one here. There's no one that you're going to look at and go, oh, my God, we got to get him. That was Caleb Williams last year and Jaden Daniels. I don't, Shador compared to Caleb Williams, no thanks. But maybe Shador might be at home here in Vegas. Who knows? It'll take time to build him up as an NFL quarterback. I don't have that time. Today is Thursday, October 24th, 12:15 Pacific. I don't have time to wait till next year. That's not my business. That's not my life. That's not how I wake up every day. I don't ever talk about losing. I don't want to manifest losing. I don't want to hang out with losers. That's what my dad told me as a kid. My dad was really tough on me in a good way, very strict, but a great dad, an amazing dad. And one of the things he would always tell me, he'd make me write the word think on a pad because I'd always get in trouble at school. And he'd say, just sit over there and write think. And I'd have to write think. He goes, because you don't think. Because you're coming home to me and you're getting in trouble. You're getting letters home from school. Your mom's calling me in Manhattan saying you got 3 letters home from school. So just think. And then the other thing my dad always said was, don't hang out with losers. That was a big deal. My dad was an elite athlete in high school, all city and baseball and basketball, and he hung out with winners. And if when you're a young kid, you do hang out with some losers from time to time, and some of them are your friends. And you might say, what did he just say? What's true? I had a lot of friends. So if I had like 20 friends in high school wearing denim jean jackets and, having concert albums painted on the back of their jean jacket and hair down their back, my dad would initially think, well, that guy, I got to check that guy out a little bit. I got to keep an eye on that guy. So my dad said, don't hang out with losers. And that's what I'm trying to do in my life now. But my job won't let me do that because there are people that I don't know well that want to lose. So what you got to do when you hang around those people, if you can't have them removed by a bouncer or you can't have them removed from your space, you just got to deal with them. You still got to do the show. You still got to play some highlights. I'm going to the World Series tomorrow with my son. It's probably one of the biggest bucket list potential opportunities. Oh, Jess, I need travel. I need the travel gods. Come on, Southwest. You've been good to me. Come on. Get me to LA. Get me to that game. I want to go. I'm excited. So we're going to do that. And then on Sunday, I'm going to come back and watch the team, the Chiefs, that have a chance to go down in history as the greatest team of all time. Better than the 72 Dolphins, better than the Steel Curtain, better than the Patriots, because they'll be the only team to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. That's never been done. And we have to stop them at all cost. For the first time this week, I'm mentioning the Swifties. They gained. See, the Raiders have so many more fans than Kansas City still. It's not even close. The Raider Nation is global. The Chiefs are not. They are not global. Any Chief fan will tell you that. But they're getting global. They're getting there. There are little 14-year-old girls in Hamburg, Germany, and Tokyo, Japan, walking around with Chief jerseys on because of the gal who sings. Patriots weren't global. I was on the radio before the Patriots started winning. They weren't global. Then Tom Brady came along, our minority owner, started winning. Now they're global. People wanted to jump on that bandwagon. So it'll be very painful for me and maybe you, most of our audience, if we're sitting here and over a 20 to 25 year portion of our life together on radio or as Raider fans, we have to deal with the dynasty of the Patriots and the Chiefs, and we are. The Patriots won 6 Super Bowls. The Patriots have their 3. They're going for a 3-peat. So that directly affects us. We're Raider Nation, most of us, and it's just going to be, that's going to be hard to stomach. You're going to watch the Patriot fandom go through the roof and the Chiefs go through the roof. You already have the Dallas Cowboys through the roof, and they're losing. And fortunately, the Raiders have a global fan base that is very strong. And that's one other thing I wanted to get out here. The core of the Raider Nation is very strong and bright. The hardcore Raider fans, they are diehard. They are strong. They love their team, and they're always there. They're just very frustrated. So I'm not talking in my job to any happy Raider fans, right? No happy Raider fans, but some good ones who come in here with some good phone calls, some good energy, and try to help me out. So that's what we're trying to do here. So we'll hear from you. 19 minutes are done. I want to hear from you the rest of the show. We have Lee Sterling coming up. He went 3-0 last week. If you signed up with Lee Sterling, you're making big money this year, documented on the show. He's not going to be 3-0 every week, 2-1 the week before, but he's been pretty hot. He's going to join us. Also, John Katsilometes, Johnny Katz, our entertainment reporter. He's the #1 entertainment reporter in town. I like to have him on to talk about what concerts are in town, F1 construction, what casinos are doing well, what casinos aren't. Kind of get into that conversation, kind of take the heat off a little bit. And then that's about it. We'll hear from you at 702-365-9200. We're trying to find Raider fans who think the team could win. I think they can win. I think I spent most of the week on radio and TV trying to tell you how. With Rich Gannon, Eric Allen, Antonio Pierce, Vinny Bonsignor, Lincoln Kennedy. We talked about all the negativity of the turnovers and the fumbles, but that's behind us. And as I wrapped up my interview with Antonio Pierce yesterday, I looked him right in the eyes and I said, what an incredible opportunity for you and your team to win a game. That's really what we're talking about now. We're not talking about a Super Bowl season. We're not talking about today a playoff season. But what an opportunity to be the team that beat the Chiefs in Vegas and was the last team to beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Let that sink in for a second. There's a chance. Anybody can beat anybody in the league. You know that. The odds are the Raiders won't win the game, but you know they can because it's football on any given Sunday. Can you imagine what we'll feel like in this city if we beat the Chiefs twice? I mean, that's pretty cool. It's really good. But I'll have Raider fans, it doesn't matter. We're blowing our draft pick. With JT, we could have had the 3rd pick. Now we're going to have the 7th. But we beat the Chiefs. I'm a season ticket holder. I dropped $1,500 going in that game. I dropped $1,500 going in that game on tickets and foods. My kids can eat like animals. Man, they just love going back and forth in that Twitch. There's some pizza, chicken tenders. I'm like, what's going on here, man? Yeah, I got a gal who comes over with a bag, a real big bag, and she drops it off. I'm like, who's paying for this? My son. I got a good job, Dad. I'll pay for it. All right. Not cheap, man. If you're going to go to the game, you want to win. And then as LA Radio was trying to mock me when I was on Tuesday, well, how many Chief fans are going to be there? How many Chief fans? Probably a bunch. We're Vegas. People want to come here. They have more fun here. My wife went to Lenny Kravitz last night. I went to a wine pairing dinner with a client, then went to see Mike over at La Casa Cigars, then headed over to Resorts World. Went over there to 8 Cigar Lounge. I did 2 cigar lounges last night. Not good. Great cigar lounges, 2 of the best, but the voice, I got radio voice today. DeAndre Hopkins is now a Chief. Why is he a Chief the week of the Raider game? Couldn't he wait a week? It's not the trade deadline. Couldn't he wait a week? And then Devontae left before the Chief game. This Devontae guy's a beauty. Oh, my God. Never talked to me once. No big deal. No big deal. I think I did 2 interviews with him on TV with the group of guys. Never said, hey, can I come on the radio? Who's the guy with the big radio show? No. Fine with that. He even lived near me. He lives near me. He still does. He didn't sell the house. Now he's talking to the Jets media, and he's calling out his teammates already for their body language on the sideline. So Devontae and Aaron Rodgers are currently miserable. Absolutely miserable. Look at their body language. Look at what they're saying. It didn't take Devontae long to get to the Jets to call out his teammates, some who he's never met. Some of the rookies, some of the guys, never met him. He's already calling them out. And Aaron Rodgers has the balls to tell everybody, hey, man, I got to stay away from you, the media. Really? You're the media hound. You're the media diva. You're the diva. So Jets people are calling. I'm getting texts. We got to pick up the phone as we get going here. 702-365-9200 is the number. Dan in Alaska. Dan, wow, Alaska, Dan. Thanks for calling from Alaska. Appreciate that.
Well, thanks for answering the phone.
Yeah, good. What's happening?
Hey, man. JT, I watch you guys all the time. I appreciate all your content. I'm just going to say that off the bat. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is no reason why we can't do the exact same thing that we did last year. Let our D cook, hold the ball. Mm-hmm. Why not?
Well, holding the ball's hard. Hold on. Holding the ball's hard for this team. They turn it over all the time. So holding the ball, what do you mean by that? Long sustaining drives, like 7-minute drives?
Well, at least, I don't know. I mean, I guess just having the defense push it harder.
Okay.
They're going to have to push it harder. We know what we're going to get with Gardner Minshew at the helm. So I'm hoping that actually I would like to stuff Ritter in there. Yeah, and,
I don't know if Ritter's going to play. He doesn't have the playbook long enough. But if Gardner, I know. Well, you're right, but that's a part of the game.
Do us all the time.
Yeah, you're right. People
cook us all the time.
Yeah, but normally, I mean, Baker Mayfield was an anomaly. That was weird. But you're right. I mean, look, if Gardner throws an interception, which I hope he doesn't in the first quarter, you put Ritter in for the rest of the year. I would agree on that. But you have encouragement in Alaska that the Raiders can win.
Oh, bro, I show up. My family shows up. We all love silver and black.
Good.
We're from California, so we just have to live up here now. But yeah, man, I'll tell you what, man. You keep loving us because we keep loving the Raiders too.
All right.
That's how it works.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. From Alaska. The radio show's in Vegas. We have a 702 area code. 702-365-9200 is our number if you want to get through. All right, when we come back, we'll get ready for Lee Sterling at 12:45. I'll dive in deeper to the stats of the game, the game plan. Desmond Ritter. That's our first mention on our show of Desmond Ritter. That's my first ever Desmond Ritter call. How about that one? You want to see him play? I mean, if Baker Mayfield can beat us in under 24 hours, can't Desmond Ritter beat the Chiefs? Problem is, Chiefs have Chris Jones, and he's a bad man. We're brought to you by Virgin Hotels, Las Vegas.
Previously on Unnecessary Roughness.
Yeah, just keep an eye on those phones. I tried again. Phone rang about 20 times. Sorry, I got to get back. So I don't know if they're not ringing or.
It's a mix.
Okay.
I answer and then it just do the dial tone.
Why would there be a dial tone when you answer? Okay.
This phone is not the best. I know that's not an excuse, but I don't know why when I answer it just went straight to
big egos, greed,
dial tone.
and sleazy schemes. Big
I
and
got
loud
Dana,
doesn't always
and
mean
then
right.
I got
In the conventional
when he was done. There was another
Okay.
one.
Sounds good.
Goodbye, false quick buck promises. We've had enough. Welcome to Sam and Ash, the new standard for personal injury law, where things are done the right way, with integrity, experience, and authenticity. We're champions for the underdog. Life happens, and when you need help, you deserve a team without hidden agendas. A
Do you
team
want me to come
that
back with
delivers real
looking forward to
support
playing?
and
Yep.
results.
Yep. That'd be great.
All
right, everybody, we're back here. All right, what do we got? Let's go Yanks. Pinstripes. You better believe it, Tom.
0333. Sam and Ash, because you deserve what's right.
This is JT from Las Vegas's premier cigar lounge, La Casa Cigars and Lounge at Tivoli Village. No, it's not the same team as last year. James says Zamir White has 145 yards on Christmas. Had 145 yards. Go with what worked. Largest whiskey, scotch, and bourbon selections anywhere in the valley with live local entertainment 7 nights a week. Great place to watch football games. Check it out at lacasacigars.com.
Hi, this is Peyton Manning. I know a thing or two about audibles, specifically when it comes to making a change during the game. You can call your own audibles with early cash out on the Caesar Sportsbook Nevada app. With early cash out, now you have the option to audible your previously placed wagers with just a click.
Audible? Is this just an excuse for you to say Omaha in an ad?
Exactly.
All right, what else is anybody watch the opening of the NBA?
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Saw that Joel Embiid didn't play last night.
It's the most awarded tequila. You'll immediately notice its beautiful packaging, and after just one sip, you'll experience how smooth it is. It's the Ferrari of tequila, the single highest quality. 100% all natural handcrafted comisario tequilas.
The NFL announced that Machine Gun Kelly will headline halftime at the international game.
Of all time, a flock of seagulls. Saturday, November 2nd at Inn Resort.
What was Telesco thinking signing Minshew? Minshew is one of the better available backup quarterbacks. Who'd you want? Who'd you want? Field Torres, Fidel Torres. Who'd you want? Shannon, the flutter. Jacobs was out injured. He didn't play on Christmas. The luxury concierge shuttle service. It's the same bus the players use, so you can ride like a pro. M-Ride will take you round trip from Circle of the Palms to Allegiant Stadium or T-Mobile. Yeah, we're just having a little bit of trouble with the phones. That's it. So
they still, what are they still giving the typical Ari problems? Or?
Can't hear.
Oh, yeah. You know what Ari does is he puts them on hold and then talks to them through the board. I know you probably can't do that on the air live, but that's what Ari does. But that's studio.
Is it something that's easily fixable or no?
We're supposed to be getting new.
Good. Okay.
We're supposed to be getting a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a lot
I
of
got
we're
it.
supposed to be.
Just giving you a heads up
Yeah,
for your
no,
show.
looking out.
Thanks.
All right.
There's Joe's in the kitchen too.
Go.
Ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Welcome back to the JT the Brick Show. Brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka. Visit Tito'sVodka.com.
No, I think we'll see it, Sunday. Looking forward to it, man. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You always want to play in the games that matter, the games that mean something. And this is definitely one of those, so it'll be a lot of fun for us.
I like that comment from Gardner Minshew. The games that matter. You want to play in these games if you're Max Crosby. You only have a short career. I mean, Max hopefully plays a long time, but most of these guys in the league, they don't play too long. So when you get a chance to play the Chiefs. And the last time the Chiefs played at Allegiant Stadium, they won the Super Bowl. And a lot of people are saying that the Chiefs won payback because of a puppet. I would doubt that. I don't think that Andy Reid and the puppet. Now, if they do win, I expect some shenanigans with the puppet. I do. If they end up winning the game, which I hope they don't, someone will have a puppet somewhere on the Kansas City sideline. It'll get on the broadcast. Someone will say something. But, I'm not in the business of puppets. Never liked puppets as a kid. I'm not a puppet guy. But, a lot of people, they're gonna want to rip your head off because of the puppet in Costa Mesa. Well, I don't know about that. But it got Mahomes thinking about it. Kansas City, the core, if you listen to Rich Gannon, he joins us every Monday. When he went to Kansas City, it really changed his career because Kansas City was so disciplined and focused on the Raiders. They had Raider Week. Marty Schottenheimer was the king of Raider Week. He hated the Raiders. He coached Kansas City and the Chargers. He was a good coach. I don't think he was a Hall of Famer, but he was a good coach. And he hated the Raiders. A guy named Gunther Cunningham, who had a good relationship at times, a little bit with the Raiders, but he wanted to beat the Raiders. And the culture, when Andy Reid when he got there, was already, we hate the Raiders. We have Raiders Week. And Andy Reid was like, yeah, let's keep it up. Let's make the Raiders our bad team, the team that we want to beat the most, and let's practice hard for the Raiders. It's never changed. And I know Mr. Davis and now Mark, they think the same thing about Kansas City. They want to beat them more than anybody. So last year, the Raiders played a pretty good game. Remember Zamir White running the football? Big game. Zamir hasn't done much this year. It was a different team. There's a lot of different players now, and there are a lot of players injured. But they have a lot of injured players on Kansas City. The whole league is just trashed with injuries. So the Raiders got to put the injury behind them. Hopefully Jacoby Myers plays. We'll wait for the injury report. The injury report yesterday had some guys on it still, but not as much as the last 2 weeks. So hopefully the Raiders, we're not even at the bye week. We get Kansas City at Cincinnati, then the bye week before we go to Miami. So there's a couple of weeks before the bye week for guys to really get away from football and decompress for a few days. Our bye week this year, not making excuses, came at the worst possible time. We needed a bye week around week 5. We needed a bye week early to kind of stop the bleeding. You can have it early or late. We got it late, and it's not helping us in any way. 702-365-9200. We got our phones back up. If you were trying to get through, you can get through now. I apologize for that. Adrian in Fresno, Raider Country. What's happening?
JT, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm with you, JT. The Raiders can win this game. It's the last team to beat Kansas City was the Las Vegas Raiders. Mm-hmm. And the Chiefs have went on a run since then, even winning in our own stadium, winning the Super Bowl in our own stadium. But if we control the football game on the ground, if Minshew, because as much as we are excited about Desmond Ridder, coming in a week and learning the playbook and being able to play an NFL football game is a very difficult, almost impossible.
Yeah, it is.
Right, so Minshew is going to be the starter, and honestly, Bradley will probably be the backup. Or it kind of just depends on what's going on, how Ridder feels. But if Minshew can limit turnovers, because he is turnover prone, makes bad decisions at times. If he can limit turnovers, we can control the game on the ground. We got a real good shot at winning this football game. Because like you said, Pierce, Crosby, the players in the building, they're not trying to tank.
No, they're not.
The fans, I get we're frustrated as Raider fans, and it's a frustrating thing to watch, but this team is trying to win football games. Right? And so we can win this game. We can control the ball on the ground. We can limit turnovers. Because the Chiefs, as much as them being 6-0 and chasing the three-peat, they haven't looked perfect. There's really no team in the NFL that's looked perfect. Mahomes is having a really shaky season if you look at his stats. Real shaky. The defense is real good. But if we can control the football game on the ground, we can limit turnovers, we got a real good shot at winning this game. And at that point, we'll be 3-5 or 3-4, 3-5. Right? The season isn't lost by any means. It's not going to get any easier for the Raiders trying to limp into the bye week, but we got a real shot to do something here. And who knows? We beat Kansas City in Vegas. That could be a turnaround for the whole season right there, and we could do something.
Look, thank you for the call. Appreciate you being a first-time caller. I will say this. It's going to be really hard to beat Kansas City. Double-digit underdog at home. That's all you need to know. But he did say something that's pretty important at the end, even though most Raider fans don't think they're going to win the game, is that if they do win the game, it will turn around the season. If you beat Kansas City and you're the only team to do it, and you're the team that beat them twice in a row, it will change the season. It will. I don't know how far, but it will change the season. And isn't that what we're sticking around for, at least this week? One more chance to save the season, per se. I am. I'm hoping for it. I don't want to come back here on Monday and the following Monday and after the bye week, the next Monday, talking about losses, because I'm not going to do draft shows in November and December. So I want to have some wins to talk about. But how many chances are you going to get to win the rest of the season when you look at the schedule? About 3-4 weeks ago, I thought Cincinnati would be finished by now. I just think Cincinnati now has won a couple games, and Cincinnati really feels like they can get on a roll. It's going to be tough to win in Cincinnati, but they're not very good. They're not a great team. They were never a great team. They're a great quarterback, and Jamar Chase is a great receiver, but the rest of that team isn't great. Raiders have players just like Cincinnati, but we don't have that quarterback. Kansas City is a great team. But as I look at the tape, and I watched the whole game back, like I got about 4 games I have in my DVR library that I tape every week, and I watch them on Tuesday. And one of them was Kansas City and the Niners. And in that game, I just noticed one thing about Kansas City that stood out. They were very physical. The Niners, and a lot of the Niner guys are out there hurt, but the Niners, you would all agree, are known for being a very physical team. Niners are physical. Bosa, Kittle on offense. When healthy, Warner. Their linebackers, Greenlaw, when healthy. McCaffrey, when healthy, physical, really physical running back. Put his head down, get more yards. The Niners just got rolled. I was like, oh, my God, Kansas City's throwing them around like rag dolls. That's the Niners. Kyle Shanahan, after the game, said they kicked our ass. When have you heard Kyle Shanahan ever say that recently? That got my attention. So as I look at the defense here, the Chiefs remain the only undefeated team. And their defense is 6th best, according to Pro Football Focus, 74.1. Chris Jones, the great Hall of Fame defensive tackle, he's going to the Hall of Fame. 3rd highest defensive grade for interior defenders, the 3rd highest grade. They have the 7th highest pass rush grade, 91.4. I mean, they got a lot of good things going for them. Patrick Mahomes is 10-2 against the Raiders. Wow, 10-2. Woo! Listen to this. Patrick Mahomes against the Raiders, 30 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's a season. That's like a season for a quarterback. How'd you do this season, last season? I had a pretty good year. I had 30 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Mahomes has already done that. But the injuries are really big. And the injuries are haunting to them at this point in time. I'm interested to see how Kareem Hunt will play. He leads the team in rush yards, 249, and rushing TDs with 3. In 3 games played, he's averaging 4.04 yards a carry. So with all of that, the odds are against us, Jess. The odds are highly stacked against the Raiders. Highly stacked. Do we need a miracle? No, we save miracles for when we need them. We don't need a miracle now. I'm not going to break out the miracle card. The miracle card's the first pick in the draft next year. That's the miracle card. You hold on to that one when you need the miracle. You don't need a miracle now before Halloween. All right, we are rolling along here nicely. I'm enjoying this today. Much calmer than I was yesterday. Yesterday, I was a bat out of hell, screaming, going crazy. I don't have the ability to scream today. Going to the World Series tomorrow. So my son's flying in from Phoenix. I'm flying in from here. We're meeting up in Burbank. We got a ride. My wife's like, you put a lot of time into finding these rides. I go, yeah, we got the tickets. We got to get there. There's 7 events happening. 7 events happening in LA tomorrow. USC, I think, playing Rutgers. USC's got a home game. The number 1 and number 2 high school teams in America, big draw. Mater Dei and Bosco are playing. ELO, Electric Light Orchestra at the Forum, they sell out. David Gilmour at the brand new Clipper Arena, he sold out. Yankees, Dodgers in the World Series, and the Lakers at home. And on a Friday night where everyone in LA wants to get an Uber and go out to dinner or do something. So it's going to be Carmageddon. I'm going into the belly of the beast tomorrow, man. Game starts at 5 o'clock. I think most people get to the Dodger game around 2:30. Oh, that's a funny, real quick story before Lee comes on. They don't let you tailgate at a Dodger game. And how do I know that? I didn't almost get arrested, but I had a cop get in my face and tell me I can't tailgate. What are you tailgating? You got chairs? Nope. What do you mean? I can't sit here? No, you can't sit here. Go inside. Wow. That's the first time I ever experienced that in sports. Remember, I'm the same guy that when I was 16 years old, when I went to Giant games in the winter, I'd wear a snowsuit. You know what electric tape is? You know, duct tape. And I would tape cans of beers around my thighs and ankles and legs. And I'd walk in like a robot with like a 12-pack of beer with my buddies. And we'd go to the upper deck and we just sit there and we drink beer. You were allowed to do that back in those days when you were 16. You can't do that now for anybody listening who was a youngster. Lee Sterling on the other side. He was 3-0 last week. Let me tease and tell you what games we have. Listen to this. He's going to give you these games for free. So Lee Sterling's coming up. Lee Sterling is going to give you Texas A&M, LSU, Buffalo, Seattle, the Niners in Dallas. And I think you'll be interested in this game of the week. Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports. He will join us next. Oh.
Got a guy on a tractor here on the phone.
He's on a tractor?
Yeah. That would have been the first call.
All right. Try to get him to hold.
Yeah,
I'm going to get some water and be right back.
Decision making in the red zone. Accuracy. It sounds like except that he can run.
Raider Nation, who's this?
I think he's better than Gardner Minshew. He's intriguing to me. I think he's got way more skills
Raider?
than Gardner Minshew and no Colin, quite frankly, because of the ability to run, stronger arm than both of them.
The Morning Tailgate, weekdays at 7 a.m. on Raider Nation Radio, 920 a.m.
Boyd Gaming is the official and exclusive local casino partner of the Las Vegas Raiders at Allegiant Stadium. Bring your friends, have some fun, but always bet on black. Visit their 10 casinos across the valley. Don't let the game get out of hand. Please bet responsibly.
Portisubs fans, upgrade your meal. Add chips and a drink for just $2. Make it a combo for just $2. Visit portisubs.com now.
Slice sandwiches, Portisubs.
Great cities are built on strong foundations. The skilled members of Laborers Local 872 never stop building. From the asphalt on our roads, the concrete in our buildings, the solar fields powering the economy, and everything in between to work safely. Laborers Local 872 is modernizing the Nevada workforce and building a global city. The future is union strong.
Get ready for the ultimate hockey suite experience with PT's Taverns this October. Visit your favorite tavern to enter to win tickets to experience a Vegas Golden Knights game in the comfort of our T-Mobile suite, including food, beverage, plus an on-ice post-game photo. Earn an entry for every 50 base points earned playing with your True Rewards card this October. With over 70 taverns, there is always a location near you. Visit ptstaverns.com. That's ptstaverns.com today.
What's the greatest chill in Raider Nation? How about catching a game from Coors Light Landing with a great view, seat service, and even a cup holder that keeps your beer cold? Well, get ready, Raiders fans, because Coors Light is giving you the chance to win silver seat tickets to a game at Allegiant Stadium. Visit CoorsLight.com/Raiders to learn more and enter. No purchase necessary. Starts 8/5/24. Ends 1/31/25. Enter by 11/10/24 for silver seats ticket. Must be legal resident of Nevada or 21 years of age or older. Void where prohibited. See official rules at www.CoorsLight.com/Raiders to celebrate responsibly.
Remy Martin is the official cognac of the JT the Brick Show. When you're celebrating any of your team's victories, celebrate with Remy Martin Cognac, XO, VSOP, and 1738. Remy Martin, team up for excellence.
This truck season, think about all the things you can do in a Chevy truck. You'll be able to, or you can even just. With impressive towing, incredible bed and tailgate functionality, and multiple powertrains, Chevy trucks have what you need to get things done. When you want to do it all, Chevy's got you. See your Southern Nevada Chevy dealers.
I'm Eli Manning. And I'm Peyton Manning. We want to tell you about the Caesar Sportsbook Nevada app with Caesar Rewards.
I have GT coming up here in about 45 seconds.
You can also use the Caesar's Reward credits earned on the app for meals and experiences at 15 resorts across the state, including the
Back with,
Is that the Raider Ryan? The Raider Ryan? My guy? Syracuse Raider, yes.
Zip Zap Auto has expanded into one of the largest independent auto repair shops in the valley with 23 bays, over 12,000 square feet.
Getting a little cough.
One-stop shop offering 24-hour smog test, oil changes, detailing, bodywork, engine and transmission rebuild.
I'm a little bit disappointed in Jack too. He's going to have a big game.
With qualifying repairs. No appointment
Jack needs to step up.
24-hour service. Zip Zap Auto at Cheyenne and North Durango Drive and online at ZipZap.
Bring Ritter in for a few RPOs. I'm good with that.
Exclusive local casino partner of the Las Vegas Raiders and Legion Stadium. Bring your friends. Have some fun. We'll always bet on black. Visit their 10 casinos.
Can everybody hit the like button, please?
Get out of hand. Please bet responsibly.
Welcome back to the JT the Brick Show. Brought to you by the DeCasta Verde Law Group. If you get injured in an accident, call 702-222-9999.
Get back out there for the next play. Like, that's it. Try to do your job on that play. Don't really carry it with you. You just learn from it, move on, play the next play.
We're playing a lot of Minshew today. Good luck. Ritter's waiting to come in. Lee Sterling joins us from Paramount Sports. Last week, 3-0. Tennessee outright over Alabama. Steelers blew out the Jets, and Detroit beat Minnesota. Wow, Lee, those are those weeks. You like to post, but you post everything. Nice job.
Yeah, let's keep it going here. Fun season, and Public's having a rough time. Public love teams like Texas. We went against them with Georgia and all these other games. Let's keep rolling.
All right, Texas A&M, -2.5 LSU. I was at LSU's only loss right here in Vegas when they went down to USC, and I thought, man, LSU's going to have a bad year. They already lost. They're probably going to lose in conference, and all of a sudden they're rolling. What's changed with LSU? And tell us all about Texas A&M if we're not that familiar with them.
Yeah, so both these two teams are completely different teams. Texas A&M started the year, brand new coach. They lose to Notre Dame. LSU, they probably beat USC by 2 touchdowns now. Texas A&M got their quarterback a couple weeks ago back, Connor Wegman, but he hasn't looked great. Whereas LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier settling in, 18 touchdown passes on the year. And how about this? The offensive line has only allowed 2 sacks all season. He's got 2 top-end receivers, as they always do at LSU, Kyron Lacey, Aaron Anderson. These 2 receivers combined for 69 receptions and 9 touchdowns. And the underdog, 3-0-1 against the spread in the series the last 4 games. Wrong team favored. LSU 28-24 over Texas A&M. Straight up.
Straight up, Lee Sterling giving you the big one there. All right, let's keep it going. It's interesting. We'll talk about this. We talk off the air as friends. I'm just blown away by some of the teams here that already have 2 losses. They're not going to make the playoffs, Lee, right, if they have 3, or is there going to be like an SEC team that maybe has 2 losses, loses the conference championship game, and can probably sneak in, right?
Oh, I think that these are basically elimination games.
Right.
The LSU A&M game. So you can lose 1. Losing 2 is going to be very tough unless you sweep the board and win pretty convincingly.
All right, Buffalo -3 against Seattle. The Seahawks won a big game in Atlanta. I was shocked by that one. And then Amari Cooper ends up in Buffalo and already has an impact here. I like Buffalo. I've liked Buffalo all year long. And with the way Kansas City's playing and Cincinnati struggling, big window of opportunity for the Bills to have a big game against a really good team.
Yeah, I don't know if Buffalo is going to win it all. I mean, there's a bunch of teams in there also. Obviously, health is very important, but this Seattle team could be without their star receiver. And if that's the case and they cannot go here with DJ Metcalf, I think they're going to be limited. Buffalo, you can guard all the receivers, and then all of a sudden, Josh Allen runs for a couple first downs. He breaks you down. And Seattle, I just think they've caught Atlanta in the perfect situation off the Atlanta team, beating 3 straight division opponents. So Now they're going to have to get on top, and I don't see it happening against Buffalo. And also, this Buffalo team, they will blitz you early and often, and that's Seattle's weakness, the offensive line, picking up the blitz here. The right team is favored. Buffalo, 30-23.
Buffalo, 30-23. They win and cover the spread. San Francisco versus Dallas. Niners minus 4.5. They're injured, Lee. I mean, they got a lot of guys who are down. Dallas has been injured too this year. Again, Dallas has just got a couple of fresh new guys on their injury report. Feels like an elimination game for Dallas. I know with Philadelphia, the Giants, and the Commanders, Dallas can hang around all year long. And Kyle Shanahan said his team got their ass kicked in the last game that they played. Is that enough motivation to get the Niners back on track?
I don't know if it is, JT. I mean, they had losses, pretty short losses of 6-3 and 1 point, but you had to think they would have been up for the game last week and facing a team they lost to the Super Bowl, and then they lost the game by 10 points. Their wins have come against the Jets and the Patriots, combined 3-11 record, and then against the Seattle team where that might have been the only game they played really well this year. So their Swiss Army knife, Deebo Samuel, may not be able to give it a go. He's trying to come back from pneumonia. Their next two receivers are banged up. Their tight end, George Kittle, he's a game-time decision. And Dallas coming off the bye, I think they might be able to regroup here. And I think Dak is going to have his team ready. This is a team, Dallas, that lost to the Niners twice in the last 18 months, once in the playoffs. I like this nice situational edge here for Dallas. I'm going to go with the Cowboys here. Again, wrong team favored. How about them Cowboys? 30-20.
30-20. Cowboys over the Niners, man. The Niners' wheels will be coming off with that one. And then, Lee, let's get to your game of the week. ParamountSports.com. ParamountSports.com. He's winning on this show. Be a part of his program here. What was your decision behind the game of the week? Because I know you always put the game of the week up. That's the game you have the most knowledge with.
Yeah, so this is a game here. Most people think it's a close game. I think one team has the decided edge. If you want to get right in your backyard, Boise and UNLV, first five callers that call 800-400-9741. I'll give them the game for free. Boise and UNLV, call 800-400-9741. Get the game on me. And how about this? We went 10-4 for our clients last week. Hit our 40 to 50 unit max wager on the Cincinnati Bearcats. We won 7 out of 8 weeks. How about this? A brand new promotion. This is one of only 2 weeks where every single sport is in motion. You can get our football Friday through Sunday. You can get the game 1 and game 2 of the World Series Friday and Saturday night. Also, NBA and hockey. We call it the Halloween Booyah Bundle, $147. If you purchased it separately, be over $400. The Halloween Booyah Bundle, $147. Just one place. ParamountSports.com.
ParamountSports.com, Lee. I'm going to the Yankee game, game 1. I'm not calling it the Dodger game. My Yankees in L.A. I'll text you from the game. Take care, bud.
Sounds good.
All right, Lee Sterling there. 3-0 last week. He gave you LSU, Buffalo, and Dallas. Those are his winners this week. Bet with your wallet, not with your head. I was with a gambler last night at Resorts World. Went through a really big dry patch. And she didn't give up and started grinding back to a little bit of a break even or over. Gambling's hard, man. That's why I don't do it. But I put people on the radio who are professionals. So maybe you'll trust them and give them a couple of weeks of their service if you like them. Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com. The Bricklayers there on YouTube. Thank you. Off tomorrow, but we'll have programming. Also, Eddie Pascal in for me in the first hour tomorrow. I'm off to L.A. to see the Yankees and the Dodgers game 1 of the World Series. We got another hour to go live on the radio. Stick around and join us. All right, everybody. I will be tweeting from the World Series at JT the Brick, at JT the Brick on Twitter. Thank you for an incredible week. Numbers are looking great, man. We're going to get to our goal. We need 10,000 subscribers. 10,000. I'm only going to be able to get them with you because you're the people that are always here for me. I need you to send out or tell people about this. Let's everybody bring a subscriber in or two. Thank you very much.
Minnesota in LA against the Rams.